Kevin thought he was winning. He maxed his 401k every single year, the full $23,500. His coworkers talked about him like he was the guy who had figured it out. His financial advisor sent him a year-end email congratulating him on his discipline. His wife was proud. He was leaving $340,000 on the table. Not because he invested in the wrong things. Not because the market crashed. Because he was pouring money into the wrong account. Past the point where it made mathematical sense, while 3 better accounts sat completely empty. Now, let me introduce you to Diana. Diana contributed exactly 6% to her 401k, just enough to get the employer match, and stopped there. She thought she was being cautious. She wasn't over-investing. She was keeping her options open. She was also leaving $340,000 on the table. Different mistake. Same cost. 2 people doing what they were told by advisors and HR departments and Reddit threads, and both of them quietly losing a fortune they never knew they were losing. In this video, I am going to run the actual numbers on Kevin, on Diana, and on a third path, the one neither of them knew existed. By the end, you will know exactly where your money should go after the employer match. And it is not where most people put it. Before we get to the math, let me explain something that your 401k provider has no financial incentive to explain clearly. A 401k is not a savings account. It is a tax-advantaged investment wrapper with a specific set of rules, costs, and constraints. The tax advantage is real. The costs are also real. And the constraints, particularly around when and how you can access your money, are significant. The conventional wisdom, max out your 401k every year without asking questions, was built by the financial industry that profits from it. The plan administrator earns fees on every dollar inside the plan. The fund companies earn expense ratios on every dollar in their funds. Your employer gets to offer a competitive benefit at low cost to them. Everyone benefits from you maxing out, except, in certain situations, you. I want to be precise here. For most people, contributing to the 401k up to the employer match is one of the best financial decisions available. The match is an immediate, guaranteed 100% return on your contribution before the market does anything. Nothing else in investing comes close to that. The question is what you do with the next dollar after the match. And the answer depends on 3 things your plan probably has not told you. What your funds are actually costing you, what accounts you are not using, and whether the tax math of your 401k actually works in your favor. Let me show you what Kevin's 401k is actually charging him. Layer 1. Expense ratios. Every fund inside a 401k charges an annual fee as a percentage of your balance. This fee is deducted automatically from your returns before you see them. You will never see it on a statement as a line item. It simply reduces your growth, silently, every year. The average expense ratio on a 401k mutual fund in the United States is approximately 0.40%. Actively managed funds, more common in employer plans than most people realize, charge between 0.60% and 0.90%. Target date funds, the most popular default option, typically charge 0.30% to 0.70%. Kevin's plan had him in an actively managed large-cap fund at 0.82%. He had never checked. The number was in his plan documents on page 14. Compare that to what he could buy outside the plan. Vanguard's Total Stock Market ETF, 0.03%. Fidelity's Zero Fee Index Fund, 0.20%. Schwab's S&P 500 ETF, 0.3%. Near identical market exposure, a fraction of the cost. The gap between 0.82% and 0.03% is 0.79 percentage points. On a $200,000 balance, That is $1,580 per year deducted from his returns. On a $500,000 balance, $3,850 per year. Compounded over 30 years, that gap costs him over $180,000. Layer 2, Plan Administration Fees. Every 401k has a third-party administrator handling compliance and record-keeping. Sometimes the employer pays this cost. More often, employees pay it, either as a flat annual fee of $50 to $150 or as an additional percentage of their balance, typically 0.10% to 0.30% on top of fund expense ratios. Most employees have never been told they are paying this. Layer 3, Revenue Sharing. Many funds that appear on 401k menus pay kickbacks to the plan administrator in exchange for being listed. These kickbacks come from the same expense ratios you pay. The funds with the highest fees often appear on the most menus, not because they perform best, but because they pay the most to be there. The administrator wins. The fund company wins. You pay for both. Kevin was not just paying for his investments. He was funding an arrangement between his plan administrator and his fund company that had nothing to do with his retirement outcomes. Now, let me show you what Diana was not doing. After hitting her 6% employer match, Diana stopped contributing. She assumed she had used her tax advantage space responsibly. She had used almost none of it. She had a Roth IRA she had never opened. The 2025 contribution limit is $7,000 per year. Tax-free growth. No required minimum distributions ever. Full access to her contributions at any age, for any reason. She did not open one because nobody told her to. She had an HSA available through her employer's high-deductible health plan. She had opted into the standard PPO because it felt more familiar. If she had switched, she could have contributed $4,300 per year, as an individual, into the only account in the United States tax code with a triple tax advantage: pre-tax going in, tax-free growth, tax-free withdrawals for medical expenses. After age 65, the HSA functions identically to a traditional IRA for non-medical withdrawals. In the best-case scenario, every dollar inside it is tax-free 3 times over. She had a taxable brokerage account she had never opened because she assumed it was only for wealthy investors. No contribution limit, no income limit, full liquidity. She could access every dollar tomorrow morning if she needed to. Long-term capital gains rates, which for most people are significantly lower than ordinary income rates. Diana had access to 3 accounts with significant tax advantages. She used none of them. She left more than $11,000 per year of tax advantage contribution space completely empty every year for a decade. Subscribe before we go further. This level of detail every week, and the next video connects directly to this one. Quick note before we continue. I am not a financial advisor, and everything I share on this channel comes from my own research and analysis, not professional credentials. Your situation is unique, and the numbers I run here are illustrative examples, not personalized advice. Before making any changes to your retirement accounts or investment strategy, please consult a qualified financial advisor who knows your complete picture. Now let's continue. Here is the full comparison. Same income, $85,000 per year. Same employer match, 6% dollar for dollar. Same 30-year horizon. Same 7% average annual return. 3 different strategies. Scenario 1. Diana's match-only approach. Diana contributes 6% of $85,000, $5,100 per year. Her employer matches with another $5,100. Total annual investment, $10,200, all inside the 401k. After 30 years at 7% return, her balance is approximately $120,000. After taxes on traditional 401k withdrawals At a blended 22% effective rate in retirement, she keeps roughly $795,000 in real spendable dollars. She is not destitute, but she left more than $11,000 per year of tax-advantaged space unused for 3 decades. And she has no flexibility. Every dollar is locked until age 59-1-2, and all of it will be taxed as ordinary income when she takes it out. Scenario 2. Kevin's full max-out approach. Kevin contributes $2,350 per year, plus receives a $5,100 match. Total, $2,600 per year, all inside the 401k, all subject to the 0.82% expense ratio, dragging on every dollar. After 30 years at 7% gross return, net of fees, his balance is approximately $580,000. After taxes on withdrawals, and at this balance, his required minimum distribution starting at age 73 will push him into the 24% bracket or higher. He keeps roughly $10,000 in real spendable dollars. He has a large number, but he has limited flexibility. Every dollar past the match is locked until 59-1-2. He has no Roth assets to draw from tax-free. His RMDs will be substantial and partially unavoidable. And he paid $180,000 in unnecessary fees over those 30 years. Scenario 3. The optimized path. Same $28,600 per year total. Different routing. First, contribute to the 401k up to the full employer match. $10,200. This is non-negotiable. The match is an immediate guaranteed return that nothing else can beat. Second, max out an HSA if eligible. $4,300 for an individual. Triple tax advantage. Invested in a low-cost index fund inside the HSA. Do not leave it in cash. Third, max out a Roth IRA. $7,000. Open it at Fidelity, Schwab, or Vanguard. Buy VTI or a total market index fund at 0.03%. Fourth, put the remaining $7,100 into a low-cost taxable brokerage account, VTI at 0.03%, long-term capital gains rates on growth, full liquidity at any age. After 30 years, the 401k portion, match plus employee contributions to the match, grows to approximately $1,020,000. The Roth IRA grows to approximately $710,000. Withdrawn completely tax-free. The HSA grows to approximately $435,000, tax-free for medical expenses. IRA equivalent for everything else after 65. The taxable brokerage grows to approximately $720,000. Taxed at long-term capital gains rates, which for most retirees at moderate withdrawal levels is 0% to 15% federally. Total balance, approximately $2,885,000, higher than Kevin's max-out scenario despite identical total contributions, because fees compound against you just as growth compounds for you. After-tax spendable wealth, approximately $2,190,000. That is $480,000 more than Kevin's approach, from the same income, the same discipline, the same 30 years, just routed differently. And before retirement, the optimized investor has full access to their Roth contributions at any age for any reason. They have a taxable brokerage they can draw from for a home, a business, a gap year, an emergency. Kevin has none of that. His money is locked. His flexibility is zero. I know what some of you are thinking right now. Let me address it directly. Objection 1. But the tax deduction, I'm in a high bracket. The 401k deduction is worth your marginal rate today. If you are in the 24% bracket, every dollar you contribute saves you 24 cents in taxes right now. That sounds excellent. But that money grows for 30 years and gets withdrawn at your retirement marginal rate. If your retirement rate is also 24%, which it will be if you are a disciplined saver with a large traditional balance and Social Security on top, the deduction is mathematically a wash. You deferred the tax. You did not eliminate it. The deduction is only a genuine win if your retirement tax rate is meaningfully lower than your working rate. For high earners who save consistently and accumulate large traditional balances, that is far from guaranteed. Objection 2. But I need the compound growth. Compound growth does not only happen inside a 401k. A dollar in a Roth IRA compounds tax-free. A dollar in an HSA compounds with triple tax advantages. A dollar in a low-cost taxable brokerage compounds at 0.03% in fees instead of 0.82%. The 401k's only unique advantage over these alternatives is a higher annual contribution limit. That advantage matters only if what is inside the plan is competitively priced. For most employer plans, it is not. Objection 3. My company's 401k has great options. Then use it. This is not an argument against 401ks with good fund options and low fees. If your plan offers a total market index fund under 0.10%, your 401k is competitive, and you should consider contributing past the match after filling your Roth and HSA. Pull up your plan documents, find the cheapest fund available. If it is under 0.10%, your plan is good. If the cheapest option is above 0.50%, your plan is costing you money on every dollar past the match. Here is what I want you to understand about Kevin and Diana. Kevin was not reckless. He was disciplined. He did exactly what the financial world told him was optimal, and he did it consistently for years. Diana was not negligent. She got the match. She saved responsibly. Neither of them ever asked the question that changes everything. Is this the right account for this dollar? The 401k is one tool among several. It is the best tool for the first dollars, up to the employer match. That is non-negotiable. Past the match, it is a comparison problem. And for most people with most employer plans, that comparison does not go in the 401k's favor. The employer match is free money. Everything after it is a choice. And the choice, made correctly, is worth $480,000 over a 30-year career. Kevin figured this out at 44. He restructured his contributions, opened a Roth IRA, opened an HSA, and moved his remaining savings into a low-cost taxable brokerage. He did not lose the years he had already contributed, but he stopped losing the years that remained. Diana figured it out at 38. She opened a Roth IRA the following Monday. It took 11 minutes. Here is what I want you to do this week. Step 1. Find your 401k plan documents and locate the expense ratios on every fund you hold. If you cannot find them, search your plan's website for fee disclosure or fund expenses. If your cheapest fund is above 0.20%, you have a decision to make about where your next dollar goes. Step 2. Check whether you have a Roth IRA. If you do not, open one. Fidelity, Schwab, and Vanguard all allow you to open an account in under 15 minutes online. The 2025 contribution limit is $7,000 if you are under 50. Buy a total market index fund and automate a monthly contribution. Step 3. Check whether your employer offers a high-deductible health plan with an HSA. If so, model the cost difference versus your current plan. For many people under 50 who are generally healthy, the HDHP plus HSA combination is cheaper than the traditional plan when you account for the triple tax advantage of the HSA contributions. Tell me in the comments, have you ever actually checked the expense ratios inside your 401k? And are you currently contributing past the employer match? I want to see where this community actually stands. I read every single one. Subscribe, because next week we are running the real math on investing versus paying off your mortgage. And the answer is not what most people expect. If you like this video, that one will change how you think about every dollar of extra cash you have.